So one, I know this is a very controversial issue, so please watch the whole video and wait to comment, right? So in fact, if you just read the headline and then just commented somewhere in there, just delete it, watch the video. If you still feel the same way, absolutely repost it. So do that up. But again, also please be respectful of each other in the comments. And this is a very divisive issue. And yeah, because I know that these are lightning rod issues. People just dive into their trenches and have the boilerplate talking points, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So again, I want this to be a discussion, all angles explored here. So Kaepernick and the Vikings. Question mark. And also everything going on with the murder of George Floyd, everything going on with the city of Minneapolis, how that just all comes together. I don't know. Again, wait before you comment. So I'm just simply here because I want to talk about from a strictly football angle as well as factor in everything else. So football first, then everything else. So first football. So if you've been living under a rock, Colin Kaepernick, second-round pick out of Nevada, go Wolfpack, by the Niners in 2011. Big arm, elite speed, really great size as well. I mean, just destroyed running the read option when it was in its NFL infancy. Plus, the pistol formation. You guys remember that from back in the day? Chris Alt, Nevada, just doing insane things. Kaepernick, he was a dynamic player. He was really fun to watch. 2012, filled in for a concussed Alex Smith, led the Niners that close to a Super Bowl win. Imagine if Kaepernick was a Super Bowl winning quarterback right now, just how the narratives would be, just whatever. But Kaepernick, solid starter for a number of seasons with the Niners. Jim Harbaugh, then Harbaugh left, got a nice extension, also began kneeling for the national anthem as a silent protest against police brutality. And you know the rest of the story. Right. So again, we're not here to adjudicate the kneeling for the anthem. Everyone has their own opinion on it. No one's changing their minds. Did he have a point? Absolutely. But yeah, Vikings, football-wise, do need to upgrade that backup quarterback spot. Like we said, Sean Mannion ain't it. Jake Browning, no. Nate Stanley, sure. Yeah, whatever. But Kaepernick is 32 years old. Has not played a down of football since 2016. Was that by his choice? Probably not. Yeah, but his final season in San Francisco, age 29, went 110 as a starter, threw for 2,241 yards, 6.8 yards per attempt, 16 touchdowns, 4 picks, 90.7 quarterback rating, and a 57.8 PFF grade, and eventually was replaced by Blaine Gabbert. Yeah, so now his stats on its surface, not great, not awful, just, the Niners were an absolutely atrocious train wreck team in 2016, though. Right. Also, he was dealing with rehabbing a labrum surgery where he tore it. He had surgery in the offseason that previous year. So, accuracy, never his strong suit, was certainly not there. The zip that he had on his ball earlier years just wasn't quite there yet. And that certainly could be because of rehabbing the shoulder, had shoulder issues. There you go. So is Kaepernick a starting level quarterback in the NFL? No. Was he 3 years ago? Maybe. Now, is he better than Sean Mannion and half the backup Germany quarterbacks in the league right now? Qualified, yes. Again, 3 years away from the game, whether it's his choice or not. Yeah, it is tough to say, but I will say a qualified yes. That I would say that right now, Colin Kaepernick is a top 50 quarterback on planet Earth at 32 years of age. So in a vacuum, yes, Colin Kaepernick should be a backup quarterback somewhere in the NFL. That makes sense, but we don't live in a vacuum, right? So no, I do not believe that there was a league mandate to a collusion to keep Colin Kaepernick out. If there was actual real collusion and it was provable, like there was actually a paper trail or emails or anything like that, that settlement would have been for a lot more than $10 million in 2019. But also the settlement did say, there's something there. We can't quite prove it. Yeah. But what I do think happened is that 32 separate teams, 32 separate decision makers, each decided that Colin Kaepernick was not worth, the juice was not worth the squeeze. He was not worth the extra attention, not worth, the potential division that would be brought by him coming in as a backup quarterback, right? Now, if Kaepernick was an elite quarterback in his prime, I mean, he would not have been out of the game for a single down. That is a fact, right? So just to illustrate, have Patrick Mahomes take a knee right now. How many games is Patrick Mahomes going to miss? 0. None. Still going to be the highest paid quarterback in the game. So there you go. So if Kaepernick was at the top of his game, if he was elite, if he was in his prime, he wouldn't have missed a down of football. But he was starting to age out, was coming back from that shoulder surgery, had a meh 2016, and that's what happens when you're fringe, right? So now for the Vikings again, would love to improve the backup quarterback spot, but I would say that, signing Kaep, I would be worried that it would basically just be a PR charade, right? So the guy who originally suggested it, Joe Lockhart, worked in public affairs for the NFL after serving as White House press secretary under Clinton, right? So he was the one who suggested it. Obviously he would, putting the PR spin on it. There you go, right? So the Wilfs may be for it, right? It may be a symbolic gesture to try and help the Twin Cities heal after the events of this past week. Is it all symbolic? Possibly. Is there some football merit there? Yes, like we said, Colin Kaepernick is probably a top 50 quarterback right now. But also, going forward, I mean, obviously Kaepernick is still going to kneel. Like, there's still injustice going on. And also, could you imagine like the backlash against him if he didn't kneel? Like, they call him a sellout, right? If he didn't continue his silent protest, right? So how would that mesh necessarily with Zimmer's stance on the national anthem protests? The Vikings never had a real issue because I think it was a top-down decision from the Wilfs and the Vikings to not participate in them, right? So also, what if the Vikings sign him, but the fact that he's been out of football for 3 years, the fact that he's lost weight, he looks far under his playing weight of 230, and what if he is just legitimately, he doesn't have it anymore? Like, the shoulder is just never recovered and is just legit god awful, both in training camp and in preseason, and the Vikings have to cut him, right? Just imagine that backlash. Like, all the PR goodwill, that goes out the window, and then it comes right back at you tenfold, right? So, boo, the Vikings only did it for clout and PR. Boo, boo, you're just pandering to the mob. Boo. Even though, again, strictly for football reasons, you brought in a 32-year-old guy who's going to compete for a backup job. He didn't cut the mustard. You cut him. That should not be controversial. But because of everything with Kaepernick, it would be. It would absolutely decimate a team, right? So, or imagine if he makes a team. Imagine if he still has it. He's going to be a great backup quarterback. Kirk Cousins is going to be a starting quarterback, of course. Colin Kaepernick right behind him. Kirk, who, as we point out, is the 9th highest paid athlete on planet Earth, right? And also, if he's any whiter, he'd be albino. So just imagine the media and like social media playing with that dynamic, huh? You have this Richie Rich white dude, and you have Kaepernick behind him. So every single incomplete pass, every single 3 and out, the Kaepernick chants will be no crowds, but you understand. Like the social media buzz and uproar would be absolutely deafening, and I don't think it would be conducive for the team. I just don't. Like, and also, this isn't necessarily unique to Kaepernick. Like, this happened with Tim Tebow as well. Like, there's a reason why Tim Tebow was out of the league, and well, he was bad, but also he could have had a career as a decent backup quarterback somewhere, but no team wanted to sign him for all the reasons we just listed, because every single incomplete pass, Tebow, it's Tebow time. All right, and also the media started, when he signed with the Jets, he had a press conference. How many backup quarterbacks get a press conference? Get out of here. Now, obviously for different reasons, but similar in results, right? So, but bottom line, optically, it would be a PR coup for the Vikings and for this also the city of Minneapolis. Although I think it would alienate a portion of the fan base. It just absolutely is what it is, right? In a vacuum, I think it does make sense. Strictly football-wise, I think it does make sense to try and upgrade the backup quarterback position and take a flyer. I mean, say the same thing as I said, trying to bring in Joe Flacco. Same thing with potentially signing Cam Newton. I think they should still do it. And I think Kaepernick does have the skill set, if he is focused, if he's in the game, to be a backup somewhere in this league. But will the Wilfs and the Vikings invite everything that will come with it, with signing Kaepernick to be the backup as Minneapolis and St. Paul just try to heal? I don't know. I just really don't know. Like the Wilfs are very PR conscious. I mean, you saw with Adrian Peterson, you saw with the Chris Cluey situation, but also they've had a social justice program since 2018. So they're in the game. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. All right. So now comment. So now put that comment in the comment section. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Pull us up in the Venmo. Let's give us a follow on social media as well. But until next time, Skull, production value.